Hello, Luke from Korg here. I'm here at Absolute and we're looking at the Minilogue XD. So it's our new addition to our Minilogue range. So we've still got the original Minilogue and we've added the XD. So what does it give you extra? Well, first of all, we've got this multi-engine. So this is a whole new oscillator in addition to the two analog oscillators already. And it's a digital oscillator, so you can use it in different ways, which I'll go through in a minute. You've also got the effects block taken from our flagship Prologue synth. So you've got 3 simultaneous effects you can have: modulations, reverbs and delays. We've increased the size of the OLED display, so when you're seeing your waveform or any other information on there, it's really clear. We've also changed the pitch bend mod wheel to include an XY axis now, so not only is it just a pitch bend, you can do modulations on the Y axis as well, and that's completely programmable per program. We've got a portamento control on the panel, which we didn't have before. And we've also added some elements from our monologue. So we've got 16 buttons now. So when we're using a step sequencer, it's super clear and easy to turn on and off different steps. And you can do micro tuning just like on the monologue. We've also got a stereo output now, and we've got CV in. So it's an incredible product for the price that you're paying. The build quality is still incredible. You've got a nice wooden back panel and it just feels really nice to use. So let's dive in and have a listen to a few of the sounds anyway. So first of all, really nice analog modeled kind of pad sounds. And as you can see there on the oscilloscope, you can really see the way the sound develops over time, giving that kind of visual feedback about what's happening with the sound. A great way to learn about synthesis as well. So if you select an initialized program, you can just select, say, a saw wave, and you can clearly see what's happening on the screen, or a triangle wave, or a square wave. And then when you start shaping it, you can clearly see what's going on there. So that's like pulse width, for example. So let's listen to a few of the sounds. The multi-engine. It can sound very different from your traditional analog synth. And then you can scroll through your different waveforms. To get very, very different sounds. Plus you've got noise waveforms and user waveforms, so you can actually load your own waveforms in, which lots of third-party developers are starting to make, and then via our librarian software, which is also the software used to manage your patches, you can load those in, plus user effects as well. So watch this space for more of those. Okay, what else we got here? We've got the new pitch bend mod wheel. So you can do pitch bend while simultaneously shaping the sound. So that's really nice from a performance aspect, or even just when you're programming a sound and you want to have a controlled way to manipulate that. As you can see, what I'm doing here with the shift button and these buttons, I'm actually going through my favorites, which is another really neat feature. So you can have all of your favorite settings there ready to go. New filter in the Minilogue XD as well. So this filter's taken from the Prologue again. So you've got a nice sweet bottom end and some overdrive built into it as well, just if you want to crank it a little bit. You've got an arpeggiator built in, so you have these voice modes. It can be polyphonic, 4-note polyphonic. It can be unison, so all those notes are summed together. It can be chords, so you play a single note and it will play a chord, or it can be an arpeggiated pattern. And what's really nice about that is then you can then sequence that arpeggiated pattern. And it'll step through the sequence. So you can get something really quite complex and nice chord progressions which slowly evolve over time. I've talked about the effects, so this section has seriously been beefed up since the original Minilogue. You've got 3 blocks: modulations, reverbs and delays. So if I stay with the mod effects for a minute, we've got a nice pad here, but let's stick some modulation on it. So I might want to have, say, a phaser. And then I've got real-time controls over the time and the depth of it. I might want to change effect to a flanger. And of course you've got your reverbs and delays as well, so let's have a listen to those. So you've got some lovely delays and tempo sync delays in here. So you can hear the delay there. If I turn it off, if I turn it off, the sound just stops dead, or turn it on. Or I can increase the depth. So it just rings on. The reverbs are beautiful as well, so if I play another pattern, I'll cycle through a few of the different reverbs for you. So you can go from everything from that big spatial kind of delay to what we call riser delays, riser reverbs, where the sound rises at the end, or submarine, where you've got a lot more low frequency in there, right through to your kind of regular hall, smooth arena, kind of plate reverbs as well. So lots of variety in there. As I said, we've brought over the step sequencer as well from the Minilogue and the Monologue. So what's great about that is you can either just have a really nice pattern that's playing through, and you can clearly see where you are in your pattern. So it starts again. And as you can hear, you can have some nice motion within that pattern as well. So at the end of this phrase here, the filter starts quite closed, and then it starts opening up. And you can see that automation here in the motion view screen. Or you can have a pattern which is a little bit more dramatic and stepped, something like this. So if I just play that sound, it's just that bass sound, but because we've got little steps of filters and resonances coming in on specific steps and beats of the bar, like there for instance, we can can get some really interesting variations, and it's dead easy just to put in more of these steps just by holding down the step you want to edit and then tweaking that in, as you can see that coming in on the screen there. So it's very, very easy to get some motion into these patterns as well. So that's the Minilogue XD. You've got an incredible array of sounds, both analog and a digital oscillator, amazing effects, great visual feedback from the OLED display, and a really playable keyboard, and most importantly, it just sounds incredible.